A viral video shows an Osun-based Islamic cleric, Sheikh Daood Imran Molaasan, leading what was described as a Free Palestine solidarity protest in Iwo, Osun State. In that video, his followers are seen chanting religious slogans, waving Palestinian flags, and moving in a synchronized manner that immediately triggered strong reactions online. Almost instantly, alarms were raised across social media, with many Nigerians asking one big question: is this peaceful solidarity or the early signs of something more dangerous? And then another development dropped. Reports began circulating that the Department of State Services, the DSS, had arrested Sheikh Molaasan. Many Nigerians praised the DSS, saying it was the right step to examine the cleric's motives, especially given Nigeria's painful history with religious extremism. But just as the story seemed settled, another twist emerged. In a fresh viral video, the cleric himself, speaking in Yoruba, strongly denied being arrested. According to him, the DSS did not pick him up. So now, Nigerians are left confused. Was he arrested or not? If he was, why the silence? If he was not, why did the arrest story spread so widely? And more importantly, what does this entire episode mean for national security, freedom of expression, religious tolerance, and unity in Nigeria? My viewers, if you are following this analysis, please like this video and subscribe.
Now, let us look at this clearly. The group involved, Ta'awun Muslimin, describes itself as an Islamic organization committed to Islamic teachings and global Muslim causes. This is not their first public protest. Records show they organized a similar pro-Palestine demonstration as far back as 2018. Supporters argue that calling for Free Palestine is a global movement, not terrorism, and that Muslims all over the world have expressed solidarity with Palestinians without being labeled extremists. However, critics are not focusing on the message alone. They are focusing on the method, the symbolism, and the context. Nigeria is a country battling multiple insurgencies. Boko Haram did not start with bombs. It started with sermons, processions, and indoctrination of young people. That historical memory is still fresh. So when Nigerians saw children chanting intense religious slogans, performing synchronized movements, and pledging allegiance to religious ideals, fear kicked in. Another angle to this issue is the location. Osun State is in southwestern Nigeria, a region historically known for religious tolerance and coexistence. Christians, Muslims, and traditional worshippers have lived side by side for decades. That is why some voices reacted strongly, saying, "Don't bring your extremism to Yoruba land." To them, this was not about Palestine. It was about protecting a fragile balance that has kept the region relatively peaceful. But here's where balance is important. Nigeria is a secular state, not a religious one. Our constitution guarantees freedom of religion, freedom of expression, and freedom of peaceful assembly. On the surface, a protest calling for the freedom of Palestine falls within these rights. There is no law that criminalizes solidarity with Palestinians. So, legally speaking, the mere act of protesting is not a crime.
So where does the problem begin? The problem begins when security agencies start asking whether such gatherings cross from advocacy into radicalization. When children are involved, when chants begin to sound like indoctrination, when gestures resemble militant symbolism, even unintentionally, and when Nigeria's security environment is already stretched thin. This is why, from a legal and security standpoint, intelligence agencies like the DSS often act preemptively. They do not wait for violence to happen. They assess intent, funding, networks, and ideological direction. If the DSS truly invited or detained Sheikh Molaasan for questioning, that alone does not mean guilt. It means investigation. But then comes the controversy. If the DSS arrested him, Nigerians are asking, why has there been no clear official statement? And if he was not arrested, why did credible reports say he was?
Is this a case of misinformation or quiet engagement behind the scenes? These unanswered questions are fueling suspicion on all sides. Please like this video and subscribe if you are still watching. Now, let us widen the lens to the national context. Nigeria today is under pressure. Insecurity has displaced families. Economic hardship is crushing households. Young people are frustrated, unemployed, and searching for meaning. History has shown that in times like this, ideologies, religious or political, can spread faster, especially among the youth. This is not just about Osun State. It is about a country still healing from past traumas. Boko Haram in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, separatist tensions in the southeast, and rising ethnic mistrust everywhere. Nigerians are sensitive. Fear travels faster than facts.
For an ordinary parent watching that viral video, the fear is simple. Are our children being exposed to something that could spiral out of control? For others, the fear is different. Are Muslims being unfairly profiled and silenced for expressing solidarity with oppressed people abroad? Both fears are valid, and both deserve to be acknowledged. From the emotional angle, reactions have been deeply divided. Some Nigerians praised the DSS, saying, "Better safe than sorry." To them, early questioning prevents future bloodshed. Others were alarmed, asking why peaceful protesters are treated as threats while violent criminals roam free. Supporters of the cleric insist he is being misunderstood and unfairly targeted. Meanwhile, families in Osun State are watching carefully. Community leaders are worried about stigma. Nobody wants their town labeled as a breeding ground for extremism. At the same time, religious followers feel attacked and misunderstood. So let me ask you, my viewers, at what point does religious activism become a security concern? Should children be part of such protests? And should global conflicts be imported into Nigeria's fragile environment? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Now, from the government's possible perspective, the calculation is different. Nigeria cannot afford another extremist movement. The cost is too high, economically, socially, and politically. Security agencies are under pressure to detect early warning signs, not react after tragedy strikes. From that angle, questioning or monitoring such activities becomes a preventive measure, not persecution. But government action must also be careful. Heavy-handed responses can backfire. Silence creates rumors, and unclear communication erodes trust. If the DSS engaged the cleric, transparency matters, not to expose intelligence details, but to reassure the public.
Another question Nigerians are asking is about consistency. Why do some protests attract swift security attention while others do not? Why do ethnic or regional sentiments sometimes appear prioritized over national unity? Nigeria cannot survive selective enforcement. The law must be even, or resentment grows. Please like this video and subscribe if you believe in balanced conversations like this. Now, looking ahead, what happens next? If the DSS truly arrested or questioned Sheikh Molaasan, there may be further clarifications. There could be quiet monitoring. There could be dialogue with community leaders. Or there could be no further action if no threat is found. Public reaction will also matter. Online pressure is already building. Some demand prosecution, others demand an apology. International eyes may even glance in Nigeria's direction, especially with anything linked to Palestine or religious freedom. Economically, instability scares investors. Socially, mistrust weakens communities. Politically, every security issue becomes ammunition in an already tense national space. So the stakes are high. Let me leave you with these final questions. Should Nigeria draw a clearer line between religious expression and national security? Is silence from authorities helping or hurting this situation? And how do we protect unity without suppressing legitimate freedoms? My viewers, if you have followed this analysis to this point, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps keep balanced voices alive. Nigeria is a secular state. Nigeria is also a wounded state. Navigating both realities requires wisdom, not fear, and vigilance without prejudice.